Good afternoon and welcome to everyone joining me in this pre-recorded session. Today we convene to review my research proposal for further institutional review and consideration for funding concerning the discrimination and stigmatization of females with substance use disorder. My name is Amanda Wolf, and I am a graduate student of the University of Arizona Global Campus seeking a master's degree in psychology. The research proposal will define the study's focus and outline the research's objective. Following the introduction, relevant literature will be reviewed to support and justify the area of research, an appropriate methodology will be weighed, and ethical considerations will be projected, which will be briefly reviewed at the summation of this proposal. As this is pre-recorded, feedback and questions can be submitted to the University Discussion Board or my student email, which will be provided following the conclusion. Substance use disorder is a multi-level phenomenon requiring multi-level interventions. Analyses in addiction science found a critical need to focus on reducing the negative beliefs and perceptions of people with substance use disorder to support equitable prevention, treatment, and recovery options. Respectfully, marginalized populations are found to have more barriers and obstacles to treatment and recovery options. Statistical data on substance use and recovery support the ideology that females use substances almost as frequently as their male counterparts, but disproportionately receive treatment. Research gaps reflect the dearth of the perception of female substance users. Therefore, continued investigation is needed to bridge gaps in research by exploring what factors influence discrimination and stigmatization of females with substance use disorder. Researching how discrimination and stigmatization affect people with substance use disorder is eminent for evidence-based support in understanding the depths of substance use disorder and advancing addiction science. However, studies that address the perception of substance use disorder often generalize results and lack theoretical representations to accommodate the unique features of substance use disorder entirely. The following literature review will explore two current studies relevant to the research proposal topic to ground the prospective methodology. In Substance Use, Recovery, and Linguistics, the impact of word choice on explicit and implicit bias. Ashford et al. Adopted the Go/No-Go association task to measure implicit biases and the Bogardus social distance scale to measure explicit biases of participants' perceptions of stigmatizing terms and hypothesized non-stigmatizing use to describe people with substance use disorder. While the researchers found some significant results, it was acknowledged that a major limitation of the study may have been the use of broad assessment tools adapted to fit substance use disorder terminology. The researchers postulated that using tools targeted towards substance use disorder, such as the perceived stigma and addiction scale, might yield more accurate results in future research designs. Additionally, the researchers identified that more research is needed to determine how and why marginalized populations are affected by negative perceptions before instrumenting interventions. Subsequently, in Barriers and Facilitators Affecting the Implementation of Substance Use Screening in Primary Care Clinics, a qualitative study of patients, providers, and staff, McNeely et al. Identified that despite federal policy, clinical practices are not screening for substance use disorders. The researchers implemented the Knowledge to Action framework, whereby it is necessary to identify, address barriers, and adapt knowledge to the local context to implement new strategies. This study focused on identifying the current substance use screening practices, barriers to screening, and recommendations for its implementation in primary care clinics. The researchers used focused groups and semi-structured interviews to collect qualitative data to begin the early processes of implementing the KTA, which compared to other research designs, could be more collectively impactful in implementing targeted evidence-based interventions for substance use disorder. Moreover, this study provides a unique perspective in highlighting the potential effectiveness of decreasing negative perceptions of substance users in implementing a framework targeted towards substance use disorder. Based on these findings, an appropriate methodology can be proposed. A qualitative approach is the appropriate potential methodology to address factors that influence discrimination and stigmatization of females with substance use disorder. As established, substance use disorder is a multi-level phenomenon requiring multi-level interventions. Qualitative research is an opportunity to co-construct alternative concepts or frameworks which may help improve social processes by expanding on the participants' viewpoints and experiences. As identified in the literature review, there is strong support for qualitative data in implementing targeted evidence-based interventions for reducing stigma towards people with substance use disorder. As this study addresses a sensitive topic, several ethical considerations are necessary. While this research will work with marginalized populations, it will be limited to adult participation to reduce potential psychological risks. Participants undergo an informed consent process before participating in the research and will understand the benefits, risks, and conflicts of interest before agreeing or declining participation. For those who choose to participate, it will be made clear that no distinguishing or personally identifying information will be collected to maintain confidentiality and anonymity, and any participants will understand that recorded data, including visual and audio, will be transcribed or coded without any unique identifying information, also to uphold confidentiality and anonymity. Consent to participate will be voluntary, and participants can decline involvement or withdraw from the study at any time to support their autonomy. At this time, there is no anticipation of incentive. To maintain professional boundaries, at least one additional research person will co-facilitate this study, receiving publication credit. Results will be communicated to participants, and all steps will be taken to ensure the originality and trustworthiness of reporting. Approval from the Institutional Review Board is being sought to sanction this research with human subjects and confirm all measures are taken to avoid ethical dilemmas before the study commences. In conclusion, this research aims to explore the factors of discrimination and stigmatization of females with substance use disorder and bridge the identified gaps in the literature about this topic in answering the question, what factors influence discrimination and stigmatization of females with substance use disorder? Relevant studies identified that research tools and frameworks catering to the specifications of substance use disorder could be potentially effective in implementing targeted evidence-based intervention strategies in reducing negative perceptions and beliefs of substance users. Extending qualitative research designs before executing more rigorous methods will expand on the subjectiveness of the experiences of females with substance use disorder to help guide future research and policy. However, the research topic is a sensitive subject. Institutional review, board evaluation, and approval are necessary to ensure the aim of the design of the research adheres to ethical codes of conduct. Thank you for joining me. This concludes the research proposal and presentation. Please get in touch with me with any questions, comments, or concerns. My contact information is provided. Additionally, authors were cited throughout this presentation. A complete reference list is made available for your convenience.